in an industry which people think is traditional core industry. It's a mining. So people still picture mining as, I mean, pickaxes and hard hats, but it's actually self-driving trucks and digital twins now. I'm sure Mr. Balakrishna would agree with me. The hard hats are usually mostly for the photos. So, Mr. Balakrishna, I mean, there's a lazy assumption that heavy industry is the last one to touch AI. Uh, so, from where you sit, is that simply outdated now? And where is FLSmidth genuinely ahead of the curve?
So I think from a mining, coming from a mining industry, I think we are a bit lucky, unlike my fellow panel here who come from an industry which is very, very highly regulated. I earlier worked with bank and I earlier worked with insurance. Getting a software or getting something, approved by all the compliance or the different regulators, it takes time, right? And even if you get an approval and when we go into production, then that's where things goes really haywire. So of course we don't have that kind of regulatory pressure, but at the same time we have a pressure from our specifically from our customer, because we as a mining industry, there are two things which is very, very critical for us. One is to supply the equipments to our miners in time. And the second most important thing is how to make sure that the mining equipments are running all the time. Half an hour outage of a mining of a specific equipment will lead to millions of losses, right? And again, it's a company which makes losses. Nobody's worried. It's not going to bring down the world and other things, but that's a customer for us, and he is important for us. So so here also it's more, and of course we can talk about all the operational benefits as an organization. You put AI into finance, you put AI into procurement, you get all those process productivity improvement. But I think that the revolution has been for us, or at least the thing which we also kind of learn from it is the benefit of AI, specifically in putting all these into our IoT, getting the data, making those prediction, identifying, okay, how soon this equipment is going to wear out, what are the anomalies, right? How much of a stone going in a belt falls off the grade. So these things has become, even if it is a small and minute, but this has a large significance. We implemented an AI, of course, with the help of Microsoft, on detecting the fall rate of the mines, the ores from the belt till it reaches the crushers. And then it's an AI, predictive AI model which we used, and the model predicted what is the percentage of wastage which is taking up, and we were a little surprised to understand the wastage which is falling off the grid is almost to 45%. Right? And that enabled us to put it into our R&D, identify where this wastage is happening, what should we change in our design so that this 45 wastage can be reduced within 10, 20% of it. So I would say that though we can still argue that medical field is the best field for AI, or banking is the best field for AI, or it's the BFSI which comes front for the AI. But again, it's evolving, and everybody is equal in this race in their own way.
Well, absolutely correct. I think uh, it shows that when you have a bit of freedom. I mean, I'm not saying there is no regulations there, but when you have a bit of flexibility, probably the implementation is much faster in those
Exactly.
industries.
And our failure rate is also very faster, right? Because we just implement like this. You bring a software yesterday, today you implement and then see how it works. It fails. We fire a couple of people because it failed, and then we are get back onto business back, right? So that's the luxury we have, that we can try very easily. And of course, couple of failures,
Yes,
then
yes.
business becomes very annoyed, and then they will try to put the brakes. They will become the regulator. They will become the compliance for us. So it's very important for us also to succeed, be the right at the first time.
Absolutely. Well, all great use cases from all of you and very contradictory, uh, probably information from mining sector. But What we have gathered in this first section is probably the guardrails are very important, because yes, everybody is saying that AI is very useful, very powerful. Mostly, I think everybody has started implementing into the administrative processes, employee productivity part. So everybody agrees that yes, that is the most crucial one. So probably the low-hanging fruits where people are implementing it. But wherever the most critical decisions are there, every company is very cautious to put in AI so that there will not be any false positives. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. I think over the last 1.5 hours, we genuinely didn't think that we will get so many answers, we'll get so many perspectives. But really, thank you so much. I think it has been really very insightful conversation. And thank you for your time at this AI collective. Thank you.